incredibly hard chat. We got Mr. Will loaded in right now. Hello, Will. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, Dean.
Okay, Will, how old are you, man?
I'm 30 years old.
You're 30 years old. So why do you support Trump?
Um, I'll give a little bit of background. I guess I'm not your typical Trump supporter. Um, I wasn't born in this country, but I'm American now. I graduated with my degree in finance. I spent a time working for the Federal Reserve, and for me, my feelings. I still support him. I think he's got a great opportunity to change things for the better. Um, for me, initially, I think with the renegotiation of USMCA, he touched upon something that wasn't talked about. Like tariffs aren't the only obstacle to
There's other barriers
international.
to trade, yeah.
Yeah. And for example,
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
yes, go ahead.
Did you agree with his renegotiation of the USMCA?
Initially, I was a bit dubious. I thought NAFTA was pretty good, but
Oh, well, that's fine too. You just
yeah,
agree with trade agreements, right?
I do. Yeah,
Okay. You're you're
but
you're you're a finance major, so you already know exactly where I'm going with this.
I know.
Basically, what you're telling me right now is that when we reduce tariffs on other countries, it's good. But apparently, when Trump increases tariffs on every other country in the world,
Well,
that's also good. That's a contradiction, Andrew.
um, the well, when Joe Biden implemented tariffs, there was a common refrain where he said, "We're going to have a small yard with a large, tall fence." And I think for critical industries, it is important to have some sort of protections in the form of tariffs, which is what I hoped he would do. Limited tariffs to protect critical industries like shipbuilding
Yeah.
and defense.
Mm-hmm.
With the renegotiation of the USMCA, you had Mexico, even though they ostensibly did not have tariffs against the United States, they used the inspection regime to turn away a lot of U.S. farm goods that were coming into Mexico that, under the renegotiated NAFTA, should not have been subject to tariffs. But then they would claim things like there's pests in our potatoes, or pests that already existed within the
So you
Mexican
don't like it
market.
when our president when our president makes decisions that make other countries turn away our goods?
Well, Dean, I think it wasn't brought up before Donald Trump did
Dude, you're a smart guy.
negotiation.
You're a smart guy. You know exactly why I said that. You know you're a smart guy, man. And yes, it was brought up before the election. Actually, we've known that he wanted to implement blanket tariffs on all goods imported into America since August of last year. But like seemingly, like the sentiments that you're kind of describing to me right now would indicate that you don't support Trump today. I mean, like even if you think that some critical industries should be safeguarded by tariffs on goods from other countries to protect those critical industries, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that we could agree that the implementation of the blanket tariffs on all goods imported into America from every other country on the face of planet Earth, including like non-inhabited islands, actually hurts those critical industries. I mean,
Well,
think about it. Like these critical industries, they need support, they need confidence, they need investment. $2 trillion were wiped off of the American markets, stock markets
yes.
yesterday. These critical industries need to be able to export their goods to other countries to keep themselves alive. And I think that even like you agreed to that when you told us that you didn't like the renegotiation of the USMCA that led to Mexico rejecting a lot more goods from America. Well, what happens when we implement blanket tariffs on every other country in the world? All of a sudden, we start trade wars with every
Well,
other country on the face of earth. So, can you at least admit that at this point that Donald Trump's policy is doing more harm than good now and in the long term?
well, I am struggling to understand what the strategy is here. I wonder, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that this is a negotiation tactic like we used with Canada and Mexico, and
Where's the
that these
meme?
won't be permanent.
I need the meme. I need the meme. I need the meme. I need the
Um,
meme. What is that one
well,
meme?
and let me respond to your point about those
Okay.
islands too. So tariffs were implemented on those islands because a lot of companies
Shell
were putting
companies?
their business operating address on those islands, even though it was uninhabited, as a way to get around some of the tariff regimes.
Yeah,
So
I
I
I
want to
think I
bring
saw
up
this
that
somewhere
point.
elsewhere. I mean,
Um,
I just thought it was funny, not super bad.
no, I understand. When he initially did the tariffs in his first term, it did seem to be a negotiation tactic. And you're right, I didn't initially support the renegotiation of NAFTA, but what came as a result was pretty much identical almost, except for a new emphasis
Wait,
on getting
I have
rid
a
of
question. Please stop
trade
talking.
barriers.
Everybody in my
But
chat is
yeah,
saying that you're a liberal.
why do they say I'm a liberal?
Yeah,
Well,
let's. I mean, because I mean, you just don't seem to really be telling me why you support Trump, but like reposts. Apparently, you have a lot of
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
larping.
Like I said,
You're
I did
larping.
vote for him, but I'm struggling now. And like I said, I'm not from the United States originally.
He has liberal reposts. Hey, Will,
Yeah.
you're a smart guy. You're gonna be all right. Just
Well,
I'd say that invest more time into looking at what Trump is doing. You've already done the research. I mean, you told me that you're a finance major. You're talking
yeah.
like you're a really intelligent guy. I'm not even going to tell you to go do more research. I'm just going to tell you to listen to what Trump is saying and to watch what Trump is doing. And I
All right.
think that in 2028 that you're going to be voting blue all the way. But I hope that you have a good rest of your day, man.
All right. You too. Bye bye.
And I'm pretty sure that that sentiment's going to be true for a lot of people. Like a lot of people aren't even going to need to do more research to become more politically informed. They're just going to have to listen to what he's saying and watch what he's doing. Andrew, what's up, man? You vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Why's that?
I mean, look at 2016. I mean, you don't agree that he did a good job on that?
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that for me?
Like, you don't like what he did in 2016? Like, how safe our country was?
I don't think that his first presidency was good. I thought that his first presidency was a failure. Yeah.
Can you explain that to me?
Well, I thought that it was a failure because his economic policy cost $2 trillion, disproportionately benefit rich people, and only increase our GDP by $6 billion per year. I thought that it was a failure because he implemented no effective policy for the border. And I thought that his first presidency was a failure because other economic policies, such as the tariffs he imposed on China, only bankrupted American farmers, blew up in our face. But I don't understand why we're talking about his first presidency when we could be talking about what he's been doing for the last 2 months.
Okay, so what, you think the stock market crash is such a terrible thing right now?
Do I think like the negative
as of right
economic
now.
implications in the American stock markets caused by his policy is bad? I do.
You think that's because of the tariffs?
Yeah, I think that we could attribute a lot lot of
So
the
you
failures
think,
in the stock
you think,
market
Trump
since
have
his
a 40
administration has
you
started
think
to
Trump
his
should have a
tariffs. Yeah.
40% tariff on us, and we should only have a 2% on them?
Who has a 40% tariff on us?
So like China, like literally everyone that has a high tariff on us, so we should only be giving them a 2% when they have a high tariff on us.
Are you pulling the like percentage of tariffs that other countries have on us from that sheet that Donald Trump posted on social media?
I'm talking about in general. I mean, you can. It's
I
common
mean, are
sense.
you pulling those numbers from like the
No,
spreadsheet?
no, not even that. No.
No? Okay. Well, I mean, I thought I'd make it clear that the spreadsheet that Donald Trump has been flying around social media about the reciprocal tariffs, like the category where it talks about the tariffs that other countries have imposed on us, those just straight up are not the fucking tariffs. That's a calculation of our trade deficit.
Okay, I mean, you can look on anywhere. I mean, obviously, everywhere else has a higher tariff on us because they
No,
depend on.
wrong. Not let's
So,
talk
I mean,
about the
what do
first
you-
country imposed tariffs on, Canada. No, Canada doesn't tariff anything that America
The whole
exports
point
to
of
them.
tariffs is that it should be like an even playing field. I mean, everyone should have an even tariff. If you want a low tariff, you put a low tariff on us, bro.
So I'm going to go to repeat what I just said. Canada has no tariffs that they implement and charge American exporters for. Why are we tariffing them?
They did have a tariff on us. What are you talking about?
No. Wrong, 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 wrong. The
But just
system
because
of
that
tariffs
rule-
for U.S. imports into Canada. Andrew, why are you freaking out? What are you saying?
I said you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You're looking at and you talk about like the border shit. Like, look under Biden. Like, look at all the.
Whoa,
fucking
why are you pivoting from tariffs to border? Could I at least finish fleshing out my point? And if I have no clue what I'm talking about, you should be able to easily dispute me.
What?
You just said that I have no clue what I'm talking about. So then let me say what I want, and if it's obviously wrong and I'm just abundantly incorrect, you should be able to dispute it, correct? Correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've really placed a big burden upon your own shoulders now. I love it when my guests tell me that I have no clue what I'm talking about because it ends up backfiring in your face every fucking time. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts, and I want you to prove that I have no clue what I'm talking about. Okay. I made the claim that Canada has had no effective tariffs imposed on American imports, and you said I was wrong, told me that I had no clue what I'm talking about. So the system of tariffs in which Canada has had imposed on America is essentially the idea that we get to export whatever we want to Canada without tariffs unless we go above their quotas. Okay, as soon as we go above the quotas that Canada has placed on our exports to them, then we start paying tariffs. But America has never overgone those quotas, so we've never been charged those tariffs. but according to you, I have no clue what I'm talking about. Go ahead and take the mic and explain to me how I'm wrong, man, because I'm here for an education. You can't explain to me why I'm wrong when you're running, Andrew. I mean, that's certainly not going to work out in your favor. What'd I say? I guess I'm so far gone from reality. I've such a little clue of what I'm talking about that I just wasn't worth the doctor PhD scientist's time. So he left. He has better places to spend his time. Isn't that right, chat? Isn't that right?